Hello, and welcome to Words from Yo Mama. I'm your host, Simone. If you're a mom or maybe considering being a mom and you want some encouragement along the way, then this podcast is for you. On this podcast, I interview moms from every walk of life as they share their experiences. So thanks for listening. I am so happy to have this mama on. She's a great friend. She's a wonderful person. I am so grateful to have known her and to have spent time with her in my life. I cannot wait for you guys to hear from her. She's a new mom, so give her grace. Grab your popcorn. Open your ears. These pearls of wisdom from Mama JJ are going to be fantastic. Share some things that you admire about your mom and how they inspire your parenting.
It is hard because there's so many things. So I'm trying to I guess pinpoint. Um, the number one thing, and I knew this, when I got married, I was like, I want to have kids when I'm ready. Um, which I'm going somewhere with this, but I guess I've seen a lot of parents that have kids and then it's like they're not fully enjoying it. Like they can't wait for the moment to get away from their kids and they just need to go not be around their kids. And I think I don't know, it's a different parenting style. It's just different. My mom, when she had us, I think she knew she was ready for kids. So it wasn't feeling like they've always got to go do something without their kids. And so that was one thing that I really admire. My mom never made me feel like anything was a hassle, with parenting. I'm sure it was. I'm sure I gave her her money's worth, but she just never made me feel that way. I remember snow days, for instance, it wasn't the kids are gonna be home,
Right.
My mom was like, snow day, woo, we're all hanging out and we're gonna have fun, and it was the most fun thing. And my mom genuinely enjoyed. I asked her later in life, I'm like, did you really because it, and I understand everybody needs their time, and easily my mom could have been like, oh no, that was my time for myself, but my mom, in moments like that, where things would happen and we wouldn't have school, or we would, even unexpected things like snow days. She just genuinely loved being a mom.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, I think that I knew that, I knew when I wasn't ready for kids, I was like, okay, I just can't imagine right now. But once I knew I was ready, I wanted to wait because I wanted to be that way. I wanted to know, no, I don't want to be wishing I was doing anything else. That was a big thing. That's one huge thing I admire about my mom. And I want to have that impact on Marley. I never want her to feel it's a hassle that I'm having to spend more time with her or anything. I want her to feel I'm intentionally in the moment, I'm ready for this, So that was a big thing with my mom. My mom is one of the most giving people in every way. My mom, she gives of her time, and for her kids, she would do anything for us. She would, she would make her day completely inconvenient to help us out in any way.
Yeah.
So I think that is another huge thing. That would be the second thing. She's just always so giving in her time and in anything, in her love, literally everything, it shows. My mom is, the third thing probably would be, she's just genuine. She's gonna always be the same around us, around anybody else. My mom is always consistently the same. And that's something that I've always wanted to be. I didn't, it's a pet peeve of mine. I don't want to be around fake people. I want to be around people that are genuine and I feel like they are there to be in that moment with me.
Right.
Contact, all of that. I my love language is quality time. So And that's probably because of how I was raised. A lot of that has to do with that because it was such a big deal, you know. So just being a genuine and intentional person. So that was three. Um, the fourth thing is my mom's just fun. Like she's down to have a good time. She always has been. Like, um, yeah, I like even I'm trying to like think. I don't think my mom. It's hard to even think of times like that. I know I've made my mom mad, but um, like as a kid, but at the same time, like my mom just always was down to clown and like have a good time. And there's like I'm not going to go into any stories, but that I think that's why I spaced a little bit because I'm literally having memories of like just good times where you know, we've just had fun.
Yeah.
So she's just chill and all of that, but um which these are in no particular order. But the fifth thing is my mom is a praying mom. Um and I I know that I'm like I think of her in a lot of the ways that I try to do my devotion or like um, teach things to Marley. Like even now, that's like a recent milestone too. Marley has learned what it means to pray.
Oh gosh.
So like before our food, it's like Marley, you ready to pray? And she'll put her hands together
Oh.
and like she just stares at me while I do like the whole God is great, God is good, and she's just looking at me. But then she loves saying amen at the end. She's like, amen, amen. It's so funny. But just teaching those godly things and just I've seen my mom, heard my mom pray. Um, and even when she didn't know, that I was hearing that. And that's one of the most inspiring things. Like I want to be like that. Um, so it's definitely I look up to her in that way. Because she wasn't just the fun mom and it wasn't just, you know, all these things, but she also taught us spiritual things
Yeah.
and led us in truth. And it's so cool. And I hope to do the same for Marley. So
Mama Deb is amazing. Shout out to her. We love her so much. Every time she would come, I'd be like, oh, Mama Deb's here. I'm so excited. She gives the best hugs. She can cook. And her recipes are so simple and so amazing.
I know.
It's so frustrating. I hate it.
I didn't even make the top 5 list, but mom is a good cook.
She is. She's a really good cook. Oh,
is.
man. You've got some big shoes to fill, Jess.
I know. No pressure at all.
So, there's a few questions in here about your child's quality traits or like things that they've taught you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to speak to those or if because Marley's still developing qualities, she's still developing traits. But if you could share something maybe that you're thankful for within Marley, whether that be a personality or whether that be a character.
Yeah. Okay. Even though Marley's really young, like I've told you, she's really easy. Like she is an easy baby. Everyone says that she's like our trick baby because she'll trick us into having another one and there'll be nothing like her. Because she really is so good. Like I'm not just saying that. Like she's been a very good, easy baby. But something that plays into that, she's just like always happy. She really is. She is a happy baby. Like everywhere we go, people are like, "Oh, she's a happy baby." Like, and she's just so much fun. She's got a big personality, which makes sense. Like me and Josh are both super extroverted people, but she's just like so happy and so friendly. Like she waves at everybody. It's cool. So even though she's young, like I see that early on with her.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I always wanted my kids to be like, I always got nervous when I held a kid and they did not want, like, you like go to hold them and it's like instant tears because they don't do it. And Marley is like pretty chill about like, I'm not saying she's definitely had her moments where she did not want to be held by somebody, but like overall, she's very friendly and like she doesn't have much stranger danger. So that's cool. I love that. Like she's always open to new people and
Hmm.
uh, yeah, I just her personality is a lot of fun. So, but she's also even though she's like that, she is super chill too. So like if we're at a restaurant hanging out, like she's just chilling, you
Right.
know. She's just pretty easy and happy and easygoing. She's fun.
Your milestone pictures, they look so effortless because every picture almost, she's got like two or three where she's just cheesing the whole time. And then you have like one where she's just like, "Mer, I don't want to do this."
Yeah, I know. She really is so happy. Like yeah, she's not hard to make smile. And now she's funny because she laughs and stuff. And she like I think she gets this from Josh, but she thinks she's funny. She does. She'll like do something and she like looks to Josh because it's like she knows he's the funny one.
Right.
And like she'll do something and she'll look at Josh. And then if he gives her anything like satisfaction, like she'll laugh real hard at herself. It's really funny. It's crazy because she's so little, but she still does those things. It's pretty
Right.
cool. So funny.
Good old Josh. What is something you've learned, maybe even parenting Marley, that has made your life better? Like something you've implemented or something even in teaching Marley as she's growing that's kind of made your life better. Like your life would be like obviously you and Josh have a great marriage. You've done things prior to Marley, but now that you have Marley, what do you think it is that's made your life better since having her?
Gotcha. Um, I would say having a kid, I think, just makes you a better person. Um, that might sound really like cliche, but it really does because I feel like I've grown so much as a person since
Mm-hmm.
I've had Marley. Um, because well, it's not just you anymore. Like
Right.
every decision you make, like they're in mind. And that's even small things. Like, um, and I know it sounds so, I feel like sometimes there's things that you say and it sounds so basic. And then when you have a kid, it like clicks like that. And it's like, oh, like, no, I get exactly what you mean, you know? And I know people know what you mean, but um, yeah, I just, in every way, I think having a kid, it just makes you a better person. Because I guess what it comes down to is you're putting someone first, always. You're always, you know, which you try to do that anyways, but when you have a kid, like you have to do that, you know? And so it teaches you so many things. It teaches you patience, it teaches you like how to truly love and care and um, be selfless.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'd say like yeah, that's like the best answer I feel like I have. I don't know if that is kind of what you're looking for.
Yeah, no, that's a great answer because even as like youth pastors, like you have to practice what you preach, but you're only seeing those kids for a few hours out of the week. So practice what you like you could practice what you preach while you're in front of them, and then like while you're not in front of them, you can do whatever you want, but like with your own kid, you're around them 24/7. You influence their entire lives. So you
Hmm.
literally have to practice what you preach.
Yeah. Oh, so true. And I think it'll get even more so the older she gets, you know. I mean, obviously I feel that way now, but I'm sure there's things that I'm even going to grow in the future because I'm like, "Oh, wow, like she picks up every little thing, you
Uh-huh.
know? Like I have to be on my game always." It's like accountability, you know, in
Right.
every way. In
Right.
different ways like as they're growing up, but I'm sure like the more they grow, the more it feels that way.
Yeah.
So,
Is there a special skill or talent that you plan to develop in Marley?
I want Marley to take piano.
That-
I want her to. I think I mean there's several things I want Marley to do, but piano is such a like a base thing. Like if she
Mm,
can know piano and understand music, you know, I took it as a kid and it just um I mean I want her to be better than I am. I for all the lessons I took and everything. um I wish I was a lot better. But just even, I don't know, that introduction to music and stuff, if she can have that base. So I know I definitely want to start her with piano whenever she
Yeah.
gets like I was at my pastor's wife here in North Carolina. She does piano lessons with kids and I was asking her, I'm like, when is too young? Like when is the age of like because I want her to learn, and I want it to be like something that I start early be so it'll be like, you know, easier for her.
Yeah.
Um Besides that, I think it'd be really cool if Marley learned um how to speak a different language. Like
Yeah.
if like especially I feel like if she could speak Spanish, that would be so cool. If I could start her early, I would love that because it's something that I always wanted. Especially in ministry. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a big deal because there's times where I even felt that at Living Hope, like certain parents didn't speak English and I wish I could have communicated better. So, and I'm like, man, like I just wish I think it's a cool thing too. Like it'd be
Yeah.
awesome to be able to speak a different language. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. I know Josh probably wants her to be a basketball star.
I feel like he does want her to play a sport of some sort. Like I don't think it's gonna be like, you know, I think he just wants her to be involved in like some kind of team thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. So she'll probably do something. I don't know what she'll do though. I think
Yeah.
it's cool if she played golf or something like that. Like some
That would be
classy
awesome.
sport that she could
Yes.
like actually use for her whole, I don't know. I think that would be cool. We've talked about that before.
That would be awesome.
She would not want my golf skills. I'm terrible.
No. I went to Top Golf recently. I was like, I think this will be easy. This will be so much fun. It was not fun at all. I stink.
You didn't like it? I
No.
stink too, but I still have a good time at Top Golf.
I can't win. Like I can't get the ball to go where I want it to go. I can hardly hit the ball. So it's like,
Yeah, it's so
yeah, no,
hard. It's
yeah.
hard. The worst is when you swing and miss the ball too. That's the worst.
Even when you have like the biggest club, you're like, okay, I can't miss this time. Surely like this whole thing is gonna hit that little ball. And you still miss.
Yeah.
No,
I
thank you. Oh, here you go. Share a go-to meal that you can whip up in the kitchen that is always a winner.
hmm. Um
You have so many.
I feel like I cheat though. I've recently stopped using HelloFresh. So,
Oh no.
but HelloFresh is a go-to for me.
Uh,
I think probably something I whipped up a lot. I actually haven't done it much since I've lived here, but when the youth used to come over like late at night after church, I'd be like, "All right, I know I can make some potato soup." I would like make a huge batch of potato soup. And like you pretty much always have everything that goes in it. So that was like a go-to of mine with the youth. Um,
nice.
yeah, yeah,
Hearty.
yeah. Cereal is always a good option too, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like one of those people that don't eat cereal when you're supposed to. Like I will eat it. I like it like late at night. I love cereal.
Cereal's good. But you also make really good cakes too.
Yeah, but you don't just whip those up, that takes a lot of effort. So
Uh,
I do love to cook. I'm teasing about cereal. I mean, I love cereal, and that is probably a go-to for me and Josh a lot of times. But I do like to cook and stuff. But yeah,
nice.
potato soup is my answer.
Potato soup. Classic. So, in the name of sharing a recipe, share with us what you think makes your home warm and inviting.
Hmm. Um, well, instantly I want to say that it's clean, but it's not always clean. So I think probably what makes it inviting, at least what we strive to do, Josh and I have always just tried to make it laid back, um, and just comfortable. Um, and sometimes I'm thinking through like a lot of that comes to a lot that comes to my mind is when we were youth pastors, and
Hmm.
there was a lot of times that people came over and my house was not clean. It was like a last minute thing. It's like, all right, sorry about the mess. But I feel like our attitude towards it, like,
Right.
oh, like just always trying to make it feel like a place that's welcoming and home. Um, so at least that's what we strive for. I don't know if that is how it is, but we always strive for that. And I love when people come over. So uh I I I try to keep it clean, like somewhat. With Marley, it's difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, but I try to, but because I love everything home. Like I love interior design. I love like all that stuff. So I think that part's fun of it. Like I enjoyed that about my home. Like I tried to always, you know, I don't know. I love Facebook Marketplace. I love so I love trying to make my home feel like like at home. Um,
Right.
and all of that. Coffee's always a good thing, you
Yes.
know. So I like to create a whole vibe, but at the same time I understand sometimes my house is not perfect. So I think it's just the overall atmosphere that you create.
Yeah. I think you guys definitely nailed it with making everything just comfortable. Like whatever house you guys were in was always just a real chill, laid back, like, oh, it's Jess and Joss. It's fine. We'll just come over. We don't care. We really like I don't think I ever heard anyone ever was like, oh my gosh, their house is just disgusting. It was such a mess.
That's
It
good.
was always just so laid back, so chill. Like anyone knew that they could just come over. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
mission accomplished.
Good. Good to hear. I love that. I miss everyone.
Well,
Everyone coming over.
we miss you a lot. I was telling Hannah just last night we were hanging out and I was like, we should just go to North Carolina like tonight. She's like, yeah,
Do
no.
it. I'm gonna text her and be like, I heard you didn't want to come. Time. No, you and Hannah need to come though.
Yeah. It was super, it would have been like midnight. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think Marley would appreciate us just swinging by at midnight. That's crazy.
We would have been so excited. If you guys just randomly were here, we would have been like, yes, Maryland people. We miss everyone. Like that's the whole
Uh,
just we've moved here and we're adjusting to like we're getting to know people. But like we're around my family a lot now, which is cool. But in Maryland we didn't have family, so we created a family with everyone.
right.
So like I miss that a lot. I miss everyone. So now my parents' place is like the place to hang out. So we don't have
Yeah,
people over that much yet. Like, I mean, the goal is to do that eventually, but we're still like, you know, getting to know people and stuff. But I miss
I
that part.
got it. Yeah. Well, we'll have to surprise you guys one day.
I would love that.
Alrighty, Jess. Well, that is the conclusion of our podcast. Do you have any words of wisdom or words of comfort or advice that you want to leave any of the mamas with today?
Um, I'm such a new mom, so I feel like kind of goofy, like being the words of wisdom because I'm sure there's people out there with like a lot more wisdom than me. But I think for me, I try to really enjoy every moment and find the good in every moment, even when I'm exhausted. Like I think if there's late at night when Marley wakes up, just reminding myself like she's not always gonna be this tiny and like this is special. Like even though this is also like the worst in the moment, like I'm like exhausted and like feel terrible, but at the same time, like this is the best because you know you don't get these moments back and it's sweet.
Right.
So even in situations like that, but no matter what, like just remembering like you know this is this is cool, like this is awesome being a mom. And uh yeah, so just be encouraged and don't put too much stress on yourself. Just you know take it easy and enjoy the ride.
Love that. I love that. All right. Well, I will give you your evening back so that you can enjoy your tea and have a good night. Well, that's all we have this week. Be sure to tune in next week for more Words from Your Mama.